everybody. How are you guys doing on today, guys? Let me just tell you, I am super duper excited. I was just sharing with Synithia behind the scenes how excited I am about her new release, Waiting for Friday Night. Guys, let me just tell you before we get started. If you have not read this, this is a summer read of summer reads. I'm gonna need you to go get you some summer business and get your copy of Waiting for a Friday Night. Oh my goodness, Synithia, thank you so much for coming back and hanging out with us here at the cafe. Guys, you know what to do. I like tag and share. Tell a friend to come on down to the cafe because we're hanging out with Synithia Williams on
Yes.
today. And of course, Synithia, you have to introduce yourself to the people, my friend.
Thank you so much, Angela. That was like one of the most exciting welcomes that I've gotten in a long time. I kind of needed that at the end of the day. Uh, so, hello, everybody. For those who do not know me, I am Synithia Williams. I write sexy, messy, emotional romance. I think this book was book 30 of
Oh,
romance and women's fiction. I've written two women's fiction books as the name Nita Brooks as well. So between them and novellas, I count and then I lose count in between. So I like to write small town romance, usually set in the South because you can't tell from my voice. I'm a Southern girl. I grew up in South Carolina. I grew up watching soap operas. I love messy drama.
yeah.
Nothing against easy, breezy, beautiful romances where there is no drama. That is perfectly well. But if you want a little bit of drama, like where did she come up with this? Then yeah, my soapy, messy goodness is probably right up the line for you.
I love that. I love that. And guys, let me just tell you, I mean, it's sexy, it is messy, it's some drama, and y'all already know I love a good small town. This is a book with all the feels. I mean, Synithia, I laughed. I mean, I clutched my pearls. All I'm gonna say is Cousins Day, and we're gonna leave it at that. It's
Right?
Cousins Day. Synithia, woo, child. I said, oh my goodness. I said, woo. See, y'all. Okay, if you want to know what I'm talking about, you gonna have to
Yeah.
read Waiting for Friday Night, and you
Yeah.
gonna want to find out what happens on Cousins Day. But Synithia, because I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm so
I
excited. I'm
had
so
fun.
excited.
I laughed when I was writing Cousin's Day. I had a
Really?
fun time writing that scene. I was like, boy, this ain't how family act for real.
Ooh,
But
and look, and you know you gotta have the messy cousin. You know you gotta have the
always.
messy cousin. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. I love it. We have
Yes.
Tiffany Jones hanging out with us on the day. Hey Tiffany, thank
Hey,
you so
Tiffany.
much hanging out with us. We got Dahlia hanging out with us on today. Caitlin is
Hello.
hanging out with us. We have Ruby hanging out with us as
Hey.
well. Look, and then Ruby also said that she still watched her soaps as well.
Yeah.
Ruby, if you haven't read Waiting for Friday Night, honey, let me tell you, guys, it's a soap opera for real. I love that. I love that.
I
Now,
love it.
Cynthia, I keep holding up the book, my
Mhm.
friend. This cover is
Oh,
gorgeous.
yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
tell us
Yes.
about what was it like when you saw the final cover for Waiting for Friday Night.
Well, okay, so I have to start with a concept. So first they sent me a cover concept with like no color, just a drawing, just kind of an outline. And as soon as I saw the concept, I was like, "Oh my god, I love it! That's perfect, everything." And so I just kind of fell in love just without the color, just black and white, just the shot of what she looks like on the cover. And
Uh
so
huh.
when I got the final cover, and purple's my favorite color, even though I do wear a lot of pink, and I'm in orange today. Purple's my favorite color. So when I saw it final and I saw the purple background and the football lights, because we did kind of talk about that too.
Yeah.
There was one concept that had like an actual football in the air, and I said it looks like she's about to get in the head with football, so we don't need that part.
Give me that one.
But I loved it. I loved it. I thought it had a good tie-in to the football theme. It just perfectly encapsulated like my vision for Haley, and so I loved it. I loved it. Yes.
Well, Synithia, we love the cover too. Tiffany saying she loved it. I loved it. All of that good stuff as well. We have author Sharon Blunt hanging out with us. Thank you so much for
Hey,
joining us. We have
yes,
Paulette joining us. Thank you so much, Paulette, for joining us as well. We have a Jennifer Copeland hanging out with us on as well. And of course, our Ruby is with us with that. We love this cover. She said beautiful cover as
yes.
well.
Thank
And
you.
so for those who don't know, this is a part of the series. It's the Peach Code
Yes,
series. And so this is actually book two. But
yes.
Synithia, can you share with us what inspired the series? Like before we even get to book two, what inspired this Peach Code series for you?
So, like with the series, I had just finished my Heart and Soul series, which is a bunch of brothers. It was like three brothers that hunt ghosts, and so I wrote a story surrounding them. So I knew my next series I wanted to surround female friendships, and so I wanted it to be, friends, three friends, kind of exploring that. So that's kind of how it started. I didn't know what they were going to be doing. I didn't know love interest. I just knew I wanted a female friendship kind of centric series, the next one. And then from there, the idea for book one came up, A Secret to a Southern Wedding, where it was, through conversations, what do you do if you find out your mom met a guy online and was getting married in a month and she was going to stop the wedding? So that's just how it came. And then as I'm plotting that, then I just started thinking of the other friends, because as you're writing the first book, you're thinking about, if I knew I wanted to be like three friends, even though Amani and Haley are cousins, and Tracy is their friend, I had to think about who they were, right? And as I started the first book, what jobs do they have? How does that tie into the overall series? And so that's just kind of how it came. And then, funny enough, as I'm writing, I kind of don't know exactly who I might put them with. But as I kind of flesh out who they are and what they do, then it comes to me as I'm going on, like, oh, I want her with him, and I think I want this to happen. And so that's kind of how it flows out. So it just started with wanting to write a series that was tied around, like, I have family series that I've written, brothers and sisters, and then I have just brothers, and I really want to do one just female friends. And I probably will do that. When I think about a new series, I kind of like exploring the female friendship aspect.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you for sharing that with us as well. Guys, if you are just joining us, we are hanging out with author Synithia Williams. And yes, I am totally fangirling. She has a
Thank
new
you.
one hot off the press, waiting for Friday night. Let me just tell you, this is a buddy read. Tiffany, where you at, my friend? Right here, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is a buddy read. Book clubs, let me tell you, you will have a good time reading Waiting for Friday Night. It is that soap opera feel, that messy drama.
Yep.
Small town, y'all know we love a good
Small
small
town.
town as
Yes.
well. Now, okay, you share with us a little bit about this a gorgeous cover. You told us the inspiration behind the series. Now, you know I love a title. I love a good
Mhm.
title, and you're giving us all the goods. Okay, you're giving us this gorgeous cover, and then you're giving us a Waiting for Friday Night. Okay, Synithia, I'm gonna need you to spill a little tea. Now, was Waiting for Friday Night your original working title, or it came later on? Because if you read the book, guys, you'll kind of know about this Waiting for Friday Night.
Right. No, actually, it wasn't my original title. So, oh gosh, what was? So I had, Secret to a Southern Wedding, and then I think the title may have been like Secret to a Perfect Scandal, or something.
Oh,
That was my working title. Like I give it something while I'm working on it. But then, as I went back and forth with my editor, it was like, okay, we love The Secret to a Southern Wedding, but all books are not going to be The Secret to something. And I was like, okay, that's cool.
right.
So then we kind of went back and forth, brainstorming. I would send ideas, they would send ideas, and I think Waiting for Friday Night was kind of merger of some of the ideas that we both were shooting back and forth. And with this one, it really resonated, with just he's a high school football coach. Her daughter plays JV football in
Yeah.
high school. Even though JV's in South Carolina, JV's Thursday night versus Friday, but you got the Thursday night, Friday night lights. They're going to the high school football games, kind of as part of the series, and it just felt like it played into that football theme without it being a
Yeah.
full on sports romance.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And the title is a perfect, a waiting for Friday night. Guys, if you're
Yes.
just joining us, we are having an amazing time hanging out with author Synithia Williams. Guys, let me just tell you, waiting for Friday night is hot off the press. Hold tight though. We will be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of it. It is available in ebook. It is available in print. Of course, you know I have it in both versions as well. It is a good one. Now, Synithia, okay, my friend. So
Hmm.
we got to talk about the characters a little bit. And before we talk about the characters,
Hmm.
um, for you, for waiting for Friday night, and I know that this is a series or what have you, but what came first? Was it the characters or was it the plot? Because, child, this is some messy, plotty, scandalous. I mean, it's a whole lot going on here. So, what came first for you?
For this one, I do believe it might have been a little bit of the plot, because when I was thinking of the series and where I was going to start, the concept in Secret to a Southern Wedding and the concept in Friday Night were both like playing in my brain.
Oh,
But
wow.
I, it would have been, I like mess, but it might have been too much if it
Okay.
was, you go to stop your mama's wedding and you find out right. It would have been a lot.
Right. Look, Synithia, woo child, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Even I know. I have one book I wrote where I was like, I threw everything but the kitchen sink in that, but I didn't want to do that with this one. So both of those kind of plot points were in my brain. So the plot kind of came first. But like I said, as I was going through and plotting out book one and looking at the rest of the series and thinking who the friends were and what the characters were, then that's kind of how I got the characters. So I kind of felt like I was going to put that plot point in one of the books in the series, but it was
Okay.
just figuring out the right person to make it work with.
Wow, I love that. I love that. Guys, if you're joining us, we're hanging out with Synithia Williams on today. And of course, if you have a question or two for her, put it in the comment section. We would love to include you in this conversation as well. Now, Synithia, thinking about the characters, my friend, some of these characters, you can't help but to fall in love with them. Like I said, there are some characters that they are a hoot. There are
Yes.
some characters that they just messy. They just
Yes.
but hey, in a family, you gotta have
You
all
got
of these
you gotta have
ingredients.
both.
You
Yes.
look, and Synithia, of course, it's small town. So you know small
Yes.
town, everybody gonna be in everybody. I mean,
Everybody
everybody
business.
gonna be in everybody's business as well. But for you, which character, and it could be more than one, for you,
Mhm.
for waiting for Friday night, which character was like the most fun or interesting to write? And then on the flip side, is there a character that was a little more complex to write? Look, spill a little tea for us.
Let's see. The most fun to write was definitely the daughter Shania. Right. I
Oh,
had fun writing her. And I realized like I have teenage boys, and
okay.
so I think I had fun writing Shania. Just like in my mind, this is how me and my teenage daughter's relationship might
Okay.
be, right? I think I have another book with a teenage daughter. It's like in my mind, this is how we would interact. So girl mom, she can tell me if I'm close or off. So I had fun writing her. To as a side character and how she interacts with Coach Q and interacts with her mom and interacts with the rest of the family. So I did have fun with that. Also, just gosh, her messy cousin who also is dating one of the other football coaches and how
Look,
I had
look.
fun
Are
writing
you
that.
talking about Kayla?
Yeah, Kayla, yes, her and was Zachariah's name? Because I wrote this book last year, so I'm trying to
Okay.
make sure I remember all character names together. But her messy cousin and dating the football coach, and so as soon as one coach overhears something in the locker room,
Woo,
he's calling his
child,
girlfriend. It's like, girl, my man
look.
told me this, and I had fun with that. So that was fun. And the most complicated is probably just with it being a small town is making sure the baker in book one is the baker in book two, and
Gotcha.
the newspaper person in book one is the newspaper person in book two, and as I was writing book three, the same person throughout.
Gotcha.
That
Right.
to me that's the complicated part because when I write in sprints, so it's like set a timer, write everything, don't go back and fix. And so I may name the baker Angela in book one, but if I can't remember and I think the baker's name is Rebecca and I'm just sprinting and I just call the baker Rebecca again and it just stays there for the rest of the book.
Right. It's like, wait, I gotta go back and fix that.
I gotta go back and check it. And then it's like sometimes I have to go back and reread book one when I'm doing edits on book two to be like, oh darn, the baker is not named that. Let me fix that. That is the whole journalist name. So that's always the most complicated is making sure because I've gotten better with creating series Bibles digitally, but if I'm sprinting, I'm also not checking my series Bible to make sure I'm getting the baker's name correctly. So that's been the most complicated.
Wow. Well, Synithia, thank you for sharing like the behind the scenes of your writing process. I love that. I love that. And Synithia, I know our friends are on the edge of their seats. We got to talk about these characters a little bit, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
because we mentioned Kayla, let's start with Kayla's character, y'all. Kayla is the messy friend plus cousin, because Kayla's the cousin too.
Yes,
Okay?
she
Tell
is a
us
cousin as well.
about Kayla. And y'all, Kayla's one of those characters like you gotta love her. You gotta
You
love her.
gotta love her. It's like she's the messy cousin, but she's not messy to be like intentionally mean.
Right,
She messy
right.
like, I know this coming out. I'm just gonna sit here and wait for you. Oh, now we
Right.
can tell the story. Okay, I can tell it now.
I
That's
can
the
tell it
kind of
now.
message right. It's like, whew, it's been a long. I've been waiting on that. Thank y'all for getting us out.
Right.
But yeah, she's the cousin, and her daughter is about the same age as Shania, so they hang out together. And if you got the cousin or the family member or the good friend, and your kids hang out and they drop each other off, so she shows up in the most inopportune moments sometimes because she's dropping your daughter off, she's dropping off Shania, she's picking her up. Y'all both at the cousins' day and seeing what happened. Her boyfriend works with
Ooh,
Coach Q.
yeah. And live in the same apartment
So
building. We're gonna leave it alone.
right. She in the know. She in the know. And you know how it is if you got cousins or family or friends who care about you and they hear something about you in the streets, they're gonna pick up the phone and call. And they're gonna be like, hey girl, don't get mad, but what I heard was, and I just need to, and that's her.
That is exactly her. I love it.
Right.
I love it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about. We talked about Kayla. Let's talk about the other friend, Imani. What do you want to
Yes.
tell us about Imani's character?
Well, I really liked Amani's character when I wrote Secret to a Southern Wedding. And because when she came home, Haley and Tracy both kind of got her to like to be back home. And so even though she's a cousin as well, she's the got the messy cousin, and then you have the cousin like, I ain't touching that.
Hey,
You when you ready to tell me, I'm
let me
here.
say, I'm gonna kind of mind my business and stay in my lane. I'm gonna
Right,
tell you a little bit, like she insert herself when she need to be, and it's like I'm in and out. Okay, I'm gonna give you
right,
what you need to
right.
know. All right, I'm backing up.
Yeah. It's like when the big reveal happens and they go to her to get all the stuff verified. And then she's like, it's time for me to take Shania to go get some water or
Right,
something. It's like, we finna leave while y'all deal with
right.
us.
When
Yeah.
y'all talk,
Yeah. Y'all talk because I don't like people in my business. So I'm going to let you have your business and I ain't going to
right,
get all into it kind of thing. So that's her character. And she kind of, throughout the series, that's kind of like her personality. Like I help you out when I can, but I'm also not gonna be minding your business.
right,
When you want
right.
me to step out, I'm gonna step out, but I'll give you the advice when you need it.
Right, and Sunita, you probably noticed I'm building up to the hero and the heroine. Okay, I'm
Yes,
building up to
yes.
them. Okay, because they like the climax of this. Okay, but tell us a little bit about Gregory.
Oh yes, yes. All right. So he, bless his heart, he had really
I
good
know, right?
intentions.
It's like bless his heart.
Bless his heart. He thought he had a shot, which he did at the beginning of the book.
At first, he did at first
He
until
did.
what had happened was
What he did. So Haley knows her daughter is like asking about her father. It's a huge secret. She doesn't want to reveal the secret now because she's embarrassed because she knows it's a small town. She knows it's gonna happen
right.
or how people will talk, which is what we saw whenever secrets revealed.
Yeah.
But she wants to kind of be in a relationship. She wants to have a father figure for her daughter. And after she met Gregory, he seems like he checks all the boxes. He's smart. He's well read. He's cute. He makes my heart flutter. boom, 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 boxes checked. You know, like he's what she thinks her ideal man is. Like in her
Right.
mind, I'm not into jocks,
Her
I'm
type.
not into sports, I'm not looking at the coach, but this nice English teacher, yes, that's what I want right there. And so Gregory also is, he likes her and he wants to be there, but as soon as he realizes that, he shows a little insecurity a little bit, like when her and Coach Q have to figure out how to make this new reality work. Yeah. Yes.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. And of course, you gotta tell us about Coach Q, Quentin child. Please tell us about him.
Yes, Coach Q, Mr. Irrelevant, because he's a former NFL player and he was the last pick in the last round of the NFL draft, which is the Mr. Irrelevant title that they give to
Yeah.
the last pick of the last round. So he's always had to fight to get where he is. In
Yeah.
high school, he was not rich. His parents couldn't contribute to the booster club. So the kids who had more influence got playtime, but he fought and he was proved he was a good player. And
Yeah.
then an unfortunate accident messed up his scholarship chances. So then he had to walk on in college. He had to fight to do well in college. And then he did well, but even that came with the last pick, last round, Mr. Irrelevant
Right.
title into the NFL. And so he had a successful career. He went to Pro Bowls. He had a good career. He got MVPs, but as he realized, I'm getting a little older, it's time for me to stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he wanted to give back, and he wanted to help other kids who may not have the money to go to football camps and to get
Hmm.
they parents can't contribute to the booster and get them starting, blah blah blah. So that's why he chose to come coach in Peachtree Cove and give back in that way. And I guess fate just led him to the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're hanging out with Synithia Williams. Guys, it is the summaries of summaries awaiting for Friday night. It is hot off the press. Hold tight. We will be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of Waiting for a Friday Night. And of course, guys, she's going to tell us. Please tell us about Haley's character.
Yes. So big reveal. Haley is she's principal at the middle school, and her daughter is now playing high school football, JV football, because she's played through middle school. And so she wants her daughter. Her daughter's like, I want to be the starting. I want to be a starting player. And Haley's like, I'm gonna go down and tell this coach, help my daughter be starter. And that's your job to coach her, and blah blah blah. And so he's like, I treat all kids the same. I'm not gonna treat her different because she's a
Yeah,
girl and everything. But she's also knows, so she's very she gives back, she helps the community, she's involved, but she also gives 110% for her daughter. But when her daughter keeps asking, I want to know who my dad is, Mom, can you tell me? She doesn't want to say.
right. And
And
Sunita, she's
and
kind of
and
running
and
out
it's
of like excuses and running out of
she's
things to kind of like
yep.
shift of how to get off that conversation.
She's been ducking and diving everything that about why I don't want to tell you who your father is. And so it's not really a spoiler because you read the back of the book, it kind of tells you. But the big reveal is when Haley lost her parents when she was young, her mother in high school, her father, right, in college. She wanted a family. She wanted to start a family. And so she chose, I'm going to start a family on my own with, I don't have to be in a relationship. I'm success. I have the fortunate benefit
Right.
of the life insurance. I finished college. I got a job. I can afford to have a child. So she got artificially inseminated, but she knew if she told her family that may come with a stigma because she saw how her family had treated an adopted relative, um, or some members of
Yeah.
her family. And so she was going to take that secret, and she just kept saying, your dad don't want to be a part of your life. Don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. But
Right.
Ancestry.com, 23andMe, or whatever. I didn't say which one she used, but those online DNA tests have been wreaking havoc since those commercials started. And lo and behold, her daughter did the online DNA test, and it came back 99.9% sure that, surprise, surprise, Coach Quentin is more than
Yeah,
likely your biological father. And we find out that he also, because he did wasn't on scholarship, he did it one time to try to make some money,
yeah,
and he always wondered what happened, and he did an online DNA in case somebody ever came looking for him in the future, and that's what happened. And she came looking, and now Haley and Quentin have to, even though they didn't know each other before, never slept together, just they both went to the same donation spot, now have to learn how to raise and co-parent their child together.
y'all, and let me tell you, and the story begins, okay? Oh my
Yes,
goodness,
and the
oh my
story
and
begins.
the story begins, the shenanigans. I mean, all the stuff comes. And while I say interesting twist, Waletta, it is a twist, honey. One first, them trying to the keep it secret, and then once it's
Right.
out, first of all, y'all already know it's small town. So I mean,
It's
how
small town.
much can you try to keep it in a small town as well? Now, Synithia, we got to talk about this a little bit because you know I'm a meet cute girl. Child, listen, I fell in love with that meet cute. Oh my goodness. With them aviator glasses on, them shades on,
Yes.
checking her out. Oh my goodness, that meet cute was like, oh, I loved it. I fell in love with it. And I also enjoyed it's small town. The slow burn was slow burning, honey. I love it. The
Hmm.
chemistry between the two. But tell us a little bit about that. First answer the question or tell us a little bit about what it was like to write the meet cute. And then I want you to tell us a little bit about what was it like to write that small town slow burn, even with the messy drama, all of that. So kind of two things.
Well, because they know each other. She's at the middle school, he's at the high school, and
Right,
they've seen
right,
each other, and she's already prejudged. Oh, they got
yes,
this former NFL coach over at the high school.
right,
All they care about is this rivalry with the next town over. They don't want to do right. So it's all of that. And so they know each other, but the meet cute is kind of like like I said earlier, she's like, I'm going to tell him my daughter wants to be a starter and don't hold her
right,
back. And he's like, ma'am, I can't promise you your daughter's going to be a starter. And she's like, your job is coach my kid. You tell her what she needs to do to be a starter, right? I'm not telling you to give it to her. I'm telling you not to ignore her. And so he's like, I never do that. And I love the aviator glasses too. That
yes,
was like,
honey. Let me tell
right
you, look, Cynthia, a whole lot be going on behind them aviator glasses.
behind the
Like, almost
aviator.
like they was a family in themselves.
Right. So it's serious when he's like, let me take these off and look at you because it's like, wait, hold on, what? So it was fun to write it because he's always been attracted to her, but he knows she's not into quote unquote sports type, and she's
Right,
never paid attention to him because of her predisposition, the way she judges sports guys, and her interest in Gregory. And
yes,
so the meet cute was kind of the first time even she realized, oh wait, hold up, he is. I
right,
kind of see what they're saying, but
right, right.
because even with her daughter, she tells her like all he does is coach, and the daughter's like, and teach math. She's like, what?
Now that was
He
hilarious.
right,
That was hilarious.
like he doesn't
Like
just
you
coach,
said,
like
all you do is teach is code. And she was like, no, he also teach math.
right, like he's not just a coach, like he teaches, right? So it's like that was fun, and it kind of naturally went into the slow burn because she's
Yeah,
developing a relationship with somebody else. He's interested. She doesn't want to admit she's attracted, but when they find out
right,
they have this connection, it's like, how do we work this out? She's got to figure out a way to, is she staying with Gregory? Do they break up? He's like, hey, the minute you done with him, just holler at me, right? It ain't nobody, you say less. And then the daughter's also like, time out. I don't want y'all together. This is weird enough as it is. I don't need y'all getting together. Like, we got to make a family. So she got all of those influences that just kind of build into the, do we really like each other? Is it circumstances? To the, no, this might be for real, and I think we really do like each other. So that was the fun part, and how it just naturally goes into a slow burn because it would be very awkward, in my opinion, weird for them to be like, "Oh, we just found this out. Let's bang." You know,
Right. Yeah.
right? It just did not lend itself. Their situation and how they got together didn't lend itself to a "we just found this out. Let's hook up." You know, like, all right, now we're together. Let's hook up. Happy family. That wouldn't have been true to their characters.
Right, right. Exactly, exactly. Guys, as you can see, we are having a good time hanging out with Synithia Williams. And I know it seemed like we're giving you guys a lot, but trust me, you still
It's
got
not.
more. We are just giving you like little snippets and cliffhangers because I need you to go get this book, Waiting for Friday Night. And of course, in just a second, Synithia is actually getting ready to read us a short snippet. And Synithia, I'll let you kind of set the stage, set the tone of what you are getting ready to read to us because you know we are excited and on the edge of our seats. So, guys, while Synithia is getting ready to read a snippet from Waiting for Friday Night, I want to let you know that Waiting for Friday Night is available now. It's hot off the press. It's available in
Mhm.
ebook. It's available in print. And Synithia, we are ready when you are, my friend.
All right. And like I say, we don't keep you waiting long to find out because all of the shenanigans start after the big reveal. So I like the snippet of when Shania confronts them. So this is she's confronting her coach. They're back in the locker room. Her mom's come to pick her up. And she's like, "I'm back here with coach." She's like, "Is my daughter in trouble?" And she's running in. And so now it's like, so Shania's like, "Mom, Coach Q, what's going on? You don't have to pretend anymore. Just tell the truth." Haley Hallie looked from the paper to Quentin, tall black man who was smart and healthy. That was all she knew. But could it really be? Could fate be this much of a bitch? Quentin's eyes reflected the same shock as hers. After a few tense seconds, he spoke slowly. "One time in college, I donated." Haley held up a hand. "No, stop. Not right now. Not like this." Quentin's thick brows drew together. "You're saying you received mine? Come on, Shania, it's time to go." Haley spun away from Quentin. She hurried over to Shania and pulled her daughter's arm until she stopped. "Wait, Mom, what's going on? Donated what? Received what? We can talk about this somewhere else, not here." She pulled Shania toward the door. Shania jerked her arm away. "No, I want to understand this now. You can't keep pushing this aside. Mom, please tell me what's going on." Shania didn't yell, but the quaver in her voice broke Haley's heart. "I can't." Haley's voice trailed off. Couldn't what? Tell her the truth of her birth? Tell her daughter the one thing she'd always wanted to know, but Haley had always been too afraid to admit? "Mom, please," Shania whispered, "tell me what's going on." Haley looked at Quentin. She didn't know what to say. She was never supposed to meet the man, never supposed to know. Damn online DNA tests and the havoc they cause on people's lives. Quentin slowly stood and walked to them in a small space. Shania turned to him. He straightened his shoulders and met her gaze. "One time in college, I uh, donated my sperm." Shania's brows drew together. Confusion clouded her face before she sucked in a breath and looked back at Haley. "Mom?" For once, Haley couldn't ignore the plea in her daughter's voice. "And if your paper is right, I'm the person who received his donation."
Listen, guys, we're gonna leave it right there. Let me just tell you, Waiting for Friday Night, as you can see, it's about everything is about to hit the fan. And one thing, I said, Shania won't plan. Shania came with receipts.
Receipts, yes. She's like, "I got the paperwork."
Baby came with receipts. Oh my goodness. Letitia said, love it. Loved it as well. Guys, let me tell you, that's just a snippet. We have left you on the edge of your seats. If you haven't done so already, go get you a copy for Waiting for a Friday Night. It is a good one. It is the summaries of summaries. Now, of course, as Synithia, we have to play a quick round of this or that, my friend.
All
There
right.
is no right or wrong answer because it is all things according to you. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay. First up, road trip or airplane ride?
Airplane ride, I can't do more than 3 or 4 hours.
Okay, okay. All right, next up, small town or big city, my friend?
Small town.
Okay. Friends to lovers or enemies to lovers?
Ooh, friends to lovers.
Okay. Secret baby or siblings best friend?
Siblings, best friend.
I love a good siblings best friend too.
Yeah.
Okay, and of course, Synithia, this one is for the cafe, my friend. Are you team tea or are you team coffee?
Team Coffee. Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for playing a round of this or that with us on today. And Synithia, of course, there is a giveaway. I'm going to allow you,
Yes.
my friend, to tell our audience what the giveaway is going to be on today.
Yes. So for anyone who is interested in the series, I'm giving away a copy of Book One, The Secret to a Southern Wedding. So if you have not read the first book in the series and you want to see what happens to set up before we get to Waiting for Friday Night, you have the opportunity to get that today.
I love that. I love that. And of course, Synithia, my friend, I'm going to get you to help me. I'm going to go up and down the comment section. You're going to tell me when to stop, and that person will be the winner of a copy of a book one in the series. Okay, I
All
am
right.
ready when you are, my friend.
All right. Go. And stop.
Okay. Jennifer Copeland, it's your day, my friend. You are the winner
All
of a
right.
copy of book one in this series. If you will inbox me your information, my friend, will be sure to get that over to Synithia for you so you can get a copy of book one in the series. Now, Synithia, I gotta ask this question for the people, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Say, for example, they just came upon a Waiting for Friday Night. They start reading for Waiting for Friday Night. Is it okay and they can go back, or they need to read it in order? Because I know that people want to know.
Oh, I try to write any of my series where it doesn't matter where you jump in, you can just start and go. So you do not have to read book one in order to enjoy book two. There's a slight spoiler for book three in book two. Kind of later in the book, but even if someone never read book one and two, they would be able to go to book three and still pick up where it left off. So I try to write all my series where you can pick up where you want and then you can go backwards, forwards, however you want to do it.
I love that. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna try to get a little bit of more tea. Are you able to tell us a little bit about book three, or is there a title for book three, or not yet? We gotta wait a little bit.
There is a title. I just saw the black and white cover concept this week and I love it. They did such a great job. And it is called Frenemies with Benefits. And so that will be
Woo!
out in February of 2025. So it's a little bit of wait, but I think you will enjoy Frenemies with Benefits.
I love, see, guys, she gave us a little bit of tea. Book three, Frenemies with Benefits. I love that title, by the way. I'm super, super excited and looking forward to that. Synithia, thank you so much for hanging out with us on today. It has been amazing hanging out with
Yes.
you on today and talking about your latest release, Awaiting for Friday Night. Guys, as we shared, it's available in ebook, it's available in print. I know you guys are ready to find out how
And
you can get
audio.
our
Yep.
Oh, and I see. Oh, Suki
Yep.
Suki now
And
got
audio.
all
Yep.
three formats: audio
Yep.
book, ebook, and print. Synithia, please tell us, my friend, how can we get our hands on a copy of Awaiting for Friday Night?
Well, any place where books you can find it, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, online. If you go to my website, SynithiaWilliams.com, there's a link to different purchasing links off my website. Obviously, you can also get it from Harlequin's website. So any of those places. And audiobook, obviously, you can get it from Audible, but the library, Hoopla, places like that. So, because I love libraries, I'm not an author who tells people not to go to the library. So, yeah, you can find, if you can't find it at the bookstore, you can also find it at the library. And if you're in the Columbia, South Carolina area, I will be doing a book signing June 30th at the Barnes and Noble in Columbia, where I'll be signing Waiting for Friday Night. So if you are in the Columbia, South Carolina area, feel free to come and see me while I do book signings there, and you can get your copy and a signature.
I love that. I love that. Guys, there you have it. Waiting for a Friday Night is available in all three formats: ebook, audio, and print as well. And of course, once you read it, and definitely leave a review. I know that Synithia will be so appreciative of
Yes.
that. And guys, also tell a friend to tell a friend to read Waiting for a Friday Night as well.
Yes.
Now, Synithia, of course, you shared with us how we can get our hands on a copy of the book. But of course, you got to tell us, how can we stay connected with you, my friend?
Well, I am on the socials, but I'm probably most active on Instagram and Facebook right now. I'm also on TikTok. All of my handles at Synithia W. So you can find me Instagram, X, TikTok at Synithia W. Synithia Williams author on Facebook. I also have a newsletter. So again, if you go to my website, SynithiaWilliams.com, there's a pop-up and you can sign up, and I I'm not sending a lot of newsletters this summer. I'm trying to chill this summer, but I usually maybe about once a month tell you about new releases, sales, appearances, things like that. So there's multiple ways that people can keep up with me.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so much, my friend Synithia. Thank all of
Thank
you
you,
for
Angela.
hanging
I
out with us
appreciate it.
on today. And of course, Synithia, if you could just share with us, what did you enjoy about writing a waiting for Friday night?
I just enjoyed Haley and Quentin's interaction. I enjoyed watching them get used to this new normal. I enjoyed watching them, writing them and Shania figure out how this whole thing is going to work. And I just enjoyed the messy cousins in the small town of how this plays out. I just have fun writing this book. Like I said, it was some scenes I laughed myself. It was some scenes I was like, boy, where did I come up with that? It's like it's just how some people will be. So that's what I enjoyed. I just enjoy writing this whole thing play out and coming, making it all wrap up where they can make it work in a happily ever after.
I love that. I love that. Well, guys, you still have time. It is hot off the press. Again,
Yeah.
like I said, tell a friend to read Waiting for a Friday Night as well. If you hadn't read the first book in the series, of course, you can go back and you can grab a copy of the first book in this
Yeah.
series as well. Make sure that you are following Synithia on social medias. Of course, go to her website, sign up for her newsletter, do all the things and support her in her new series. Of course, on her website, you can see her backlist of all of her other books
Yes.
as well. Go grab those too. And Synithia, of course, my friend, I want you to have the last words of what you want to say to the people.
Well, I was just like, Angela, thank you so much. I meant to say it before we went live. I love your daily selfies. You're always so beautiful in the morning. So I love that. Thank you for having me on here. Thank you for your support for authors and for everybody who's watching and took like the time to spend 30 minutes listening to me today. I appreciate you. I appreciate all readers. Thank you so, so much for your support. Every email, social media tag, whatever. It just gives me the energy to keep writing more books. So thank you all, and I appreciate it so, so much.
You are so welcome. And again, thank you for joining us. Guys, that is our show on today. It has been amazing hanging out with Synithia Williams and talking about her new release, Waiting for a Friday Night. Again, as I said, make sure you're following her, make sure you're reading her books, leave a review, do all the things for her. And
Yeah.
of course, guys, as we always say here at the cafe, have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you later. Go get a copy of Waiting for Friday Night. See you next time.